Hello, this is George Hutton, and you are listening to the Mind Persuasion Podcast. Today we continue our study of Tung Fu, the art of interconversational reframe. For more information, please visit mindpersuasion.com/tung-fu. Our first objection for today is virgin equals good. Use these when your partner is trying to remain a virgin to convince them otherwise. These particular patterns for today are only provided as a balance to the last set of patterns that virgin equals bad. The best way to solidify any belief against any potential frame attack is to argue both sides, like playing chess against yourself. The more objections you can overcome, the stronger you'll be able to defeat them. Pattern 1, metaframe. In the long run, if everybody were a virgin, the human race would end. Pattern 2, change frame size. Maybe if you're a little kid, but once you become an adult, that's part of it. Pattern 3, apply to self A to A. What's good is exploring new ways of expressing your sexuality. Pattern 4, apply to self B to B. I can see you haven't exposed your thinking to anything other than childish ideas you may have had since you were still in elementary school. Pattern 5, reality strategy. How do you know? For how long? Pattern 6, model of the world. That's an interesting model of the world. Even the most devout Christians know that sexual expression of love is the most sacred human act. Pattern 7, intent. You're only saying that because you are afraid of leaving your innocence behind. I assure you I will protect your innocence with everything I can. Pattern 8, redefine A not equal to B. Being a virgin isn't good. Being a virgin means you are waiting for the right person. And if you don't think I am the right person, then I guess I'd better start looking for another partner. Pattern 9, redefine B not equal to A. What's good is taking the plunge into total expression of love, real love, physical love, not this pretend kid stuff of comic book romance fairy tales. Pattern 10, counterexample. Most people never experience true love until they share everything together. Pattern 11, chunk up. The more important thing is we trust each other completely, enough to share everything and keep everything between us and only us. Pattern 12, chunk down. How specifically is it good? For how long? What is good? Who defines what is good? The future? The past? Pattern 13, metaphor. The Trojan War was not fought to pursue a virgin lover. It was fought to pursue the most sought-after love, the truest expression of love, that of sexual love, a fully blossomed expression of human intimacy. Pattern 14, another outcome. Whether remaining a virgin is good or bad is not really the most important issue. The most important issue is whether you feel this relationship is strong enough to move forward. Pattern 15, consequences. If you continue to believe that, you will eventually have no children. Pattern 16, hierarchy of criteria. The more important issue is whether our relationship is as strong as you think it can be. Pattern 17, take it to the threshold. Perhaps you are correct. Perhaps the entire world should embrace the purity of virginity and the entire human race shall have children no more. Let us be the first to make this decision and lead humanity into a childless future. Pattern 18, reverse presuppositions. How can we enhance our relationship by quickly putting the issue to rest, to cross the threshold once and for all, so we can begin planning our real future together? Our next objection is anything that sounds like money is good. Use these to counter any ideas associated with money being good or the best or similar ideas. Pattern 1, metaframe. For how long? For what purposes? Pattern 2, change frame size. Sure, it's good for certain things in certain situations. Pattern 3, apply to self A to A. Money is a means of exchange. It says nothing about what is being exchanged. That could be good, that could be bad. Pattern 4, apply to self B to B. What's good is connecting with people in a real and lasting way, and money often gets in the way of that. Pattern 5, reality strategy. How do you know? For how long? Under what circumstances? Pattern 6, model of the world. That's an interesting model of the world. So, people that lived before money was invented had no idea what was good and what was bad? How did money get invented in the first place? Pattern 7, intent. The only reason you're saying that is to keep from focusing on real, deeper issues that money has nothing to do with. Pattern 8, redefine A not equal to B. Money isn't good. Money is simply a way of measuring the stuff you can buy or what you can't buy if you need something that money can't buy, like a cure for cancer or one more breath of life. Pattern 9, redefine B not equal to A. What's good is the deep emotional connections that happen in real relationships with real people that think beyond simple dollars and cents. Pattern 10, counter example. Was there ever a time when you had a wonderful time doing something and there was no money involved? Pattern 11, chunk up. The more important things are the intangible things that money can help manifest. But if you really want those intangible things, money also can be an obstacle. Pattern 12, chunk down. How specifically is money good? What if there is nothing around that you can exchange your money for? Can you eat your money? Pattern 13, metaphor. When they destroyed the kingdom of Croesus, the inventor of money, they taunted him by saying they were destroying his kingdom. He smiled and replied, "No, you are destroying your kingdom. What I have is beyond what can be destroyed." Pattern 14, another outcome. Whether or not money is good isn't the real issue. The real issue is whether you are brave enough to live life to its fullest and create wonderful memories that will last a lifetime. Pattern 15, consequences. If you continue to look for good in money, you will miss the good in all else. The smile of a happy child, the comforting touch of a lover's hand when you need emotional support, the beautiful sunrise after a horrible night, the rays reminding you that you are still alive and surrounded by people that love and support you. Pattern 16, hierarchy of criteria. What's more important than money is the nourishing food that comes from the earth, food that has existed long before money was ever invented and will be here long after money ceases to be a medium of exchange. Pattern 17, take it to the threshold. So you eat money for your meals? You sleep in a bed made of pure money? Do you not recall the horror of King Midas when all he touched, including his own flesh and blood, turned to pure gold before his eyes? Pattern 18, reverse presuppositions. How can the less money you have force you to find happiness elsewhere, a true happiness that will far surpass the joys of dollars and cents? I'm George Hutton. Thank you for listening to the Mind Persuasion Podcast. For more information, please visit mindpersuasion.com. I look forward to speaking with you again soon.